Hi guys, my name is Emily Rosemarie if you didn't check by my channel, but you can call me Em. I have been wanting to create these short docs for a while. However, I am kind of a procrastinator because the art critic in me doesn't want me to make these because she's afraid that she'll be judged, and because of that I'm forcing her to get over that and to do this. So I'm a music lover, but I'm not a music expert. So when I do criticize the music, please don't take it seriously. Take it with a grain of salt because I don't really know the intricates. I don't even know if that's a word. I don't really know the knowledge of the music industry as much as others will know, and but I do know the culture and I'm a part of the culture, so it's something that I love. Listening to music has always been a huge part of my life, and I want to showcase that love of music and filmmaking. However, I have studied filmmaking, and I would love to share my love of music and filmmaking. If I get some things wrong, please feel free to correct me down in the comments. But while I have your interest in my doc, enjoy. So this video is about Kehlani. If you haven't seen the quick intro, I'll be splitting her makeup revolution, her makeup and music revolution, in 3 parts. So hold on. Let me get this all on my face. So Kehlani Parrish, I'm hopefully pronouncing her last name right, was born in Oakland, California in April 26, 1995, to a mother who was an addict, and she was actually born prematurely because of that, and her mom was actually running away from the law. So when Kehlani was born, she was placed into foster care, sadly, and around that time Kehlani's aunt would then quit college to support Kehlani and raise her as her child, while her mom was really dealing with the law and being, in jail. When Kehlani was a toddler, her dad would sadly pass away due to gun violence, and she really never had a relationship with him. So in her teenage years, Kehlani was attending the Oakland School of Modern Dance, where she would do ballet, where she would study ballet and modern dance, and she really enjoyed that. And you can kind of tell Kehlani, actually, I fucking love Kehlani and her dancing, and she doesn't dance a lot, but when she does dance, it's really great. But Kehlani, actually, I recently saw a video of Kehlani dancing for I think her new song that just recently came out, and Kehlani's the best. Like, so Kehlani would have a knee injury that would cause her to kind of stop pursuing dancing, and she would switch her interest to music. And at age 14, Kehlani would join a group called Pop Life. And around that time that she joined the group, we were able to join season 6 of America's Got Talent, and while on the show, they went pretty far. Like, they really, like, went for the win. Like, they were really trying their best to win. And Kehlani would state that, that was where she met Nick Cannon, and where their relationship first kind of, like, where she kind of knew him as the host, and he was really kind to everyone and very humble individual. And so Kehlani really liked that about Nick Cannon, and that's kind of how they met. So anyway, while on the show, Piers Morgan told Kehlani, "You've got
real talent, but I don't think you need the group."
We thought we'd show our talent by giving an acoustic setting, but when we get into an electric set, you won't say what you just said.
Let's have a vote. Howie?
But that wouldn't last long because Kehlani had a lot of issues with management and the way they were handling the group's money, and so she left due to that. And because in 2013 Kehlani was homeless, she, in her own words, she stated, "Living on the street, that was when Nick Cannon was actually called by her's dad. Not Kehlani's dad, but her, the artist, dad. And he stated, "Hey, you know, that Kehlani girl that was on America's Got Talent, she's homeless and, you know, really doesn't have a place to live." And at the time, Nick was like, he was a very caring guy, but at the time, Nick didn't care about all the semantics. He didn't care that Kehlani was skipping school and getting tattoos. He just really didn't want Kehlani to be homeless. So he kind of like phoned up Kehlani, and before that happened, while they were on the phone, Nick was told by her dad that she was told that Kehlani was kicked out of Pop Life. And Nick was actually really surprised by that because Pop Life without Kehlani really wasn't Pop Life. You know, Kehlani was Pop Life, because Got Talent and Stay There, you know. So it was really surprising to him that she out of all of the people was kicked out of the group. So at that time, sorry, I really cannot see. I need to get in here. I gotta check if this glitter is coming on right. So at the time, you know, Nick Cannon decided like, hey, I'm gonna help her, and he called up Kehlani and he stated to her, hey, if you stop skipping school and you really focus on your music, I will help you and I'll get you an apartment. And so Kehlani was like, damn, really? You gonna do all that for me? I appreciate that. And so she started going to school. She finished school and he helped her. So it was stated that it was around the time that Kehlani would post her first like clip on SoundCloud that Nick Cannon would then contact her. But in other interviews, Nick Cannon stated that he contacted her after her dad contacted her. So there's mixed stories, but the story is that Nick Cannon was a huge help, and the reason why we have Kehlani is because Nick Cannon helped her. So we appreciate you, Nick Cannon. So we're into mid-career life, and I keep on forgetting that every time I move my chair, this is going to fall down. I'm sure you guys are like, I found this while I was moving again, and I was like, I didn't even remember I had this, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put it in my video. Anyway, that is... Okay. So there are about 5 notable albums and EPs from Kehlani. So I'm going to list them out here for you guys so you're just aware of them. There is Cloud 19, 2014, that was dropped out. That was her first EP. Her second EP is You Should Be There, 2015, that dropped out. And that was the most popular one that made her kind of like known. Sweet Sexy Savage will be her first studio album. While We Wait was her EP, and It Was Good Until It Wasn't was her second studio album, and that is all of her notable albums. So let's get into her middle career life. So Kehlani is very talented, and that's one thing I've noticed about her, is that she is a super very caring person about her fans too. She's always talking to her fans, and that's just who she is. So Kehlani would post her first solo track on SoundCloud called Anti-Summer Love, and after posting it, Nick would send her to New York to meet with, and I'm about to pronounce his name so fucked up, Jaha Sweat, which is a recording producer for Nick, and would become Kehlani's longtime recording producer. And I'm gonna state my favorite 3 songs off of each album, and then I'll go in with like why they're my favorite songs and why I really enjoyed them. So the first song I would say off her EP that I really enjoyed was Get Away, which Get Away has a sample of Genuine's So Anxious, which we all know that song. If you're an R&B fan, you know So Anxious, because everyone knows that one song. But she was at the time, she does a lot of samples, and I've noticed that's something about her, but this song really was my favorite because I'm a lover of R&B. I've been a lover of R&B my whole life. R&B and hip hop obviously, but R&B like Mary J. Blige, you know, Erykah Badu. Neo Soul is mainly my thing, which you'll find out later where Kehlani stands, but Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Ciate. I love R&B. I've lived off of R&B my whole life. So Genuine, So Anxious, the moment I heard that song, I knew exactly where she was going. And even in her lyrics, like, for example, she says, like Jada in her prime, 1990s fine. Like, girl, we know where you're going with this. And I was like, I'm feeling it. Go you, Kehlani. Like, she really killed it on this. And I really enjoyed the verse. I really enjoyed the song, I mean. But the verse is good too. The first verse is amazing. I love the way it comes out. Like, she kills it. And her voice is just, she doesn't have the most powerful voice in the industry, but she has an instinctive voice. Like, the moment you hear a Kehlani song, you know it's Kehlani. And so, F with You, which is FWU, fucks with you, was another one of those songs that I loved, and I really love the lyrics of the song more than I like the beat. I'm a fan of the beat too, but it really was the lyrics that got me, because she's telling a story, and that's the thing about it. Banks does the same thing, and that's what I love about Banks, is that she tells stories. Like, she tells a complete story, and that's what I love about Kehlani, is that she tells a story. Coming up from nothing, had to hustle, had to do something. You just had to be stunting. Mad at his mama because she couldn't buy him Jordans. His mom was poor, yeah, she couldn't afford it. Down to do anything, yeah, down for wherever. Kids on the come up, you know we stick together. That hustle can kill you, yeah. You gotta be clever. It's cool when you're young, but you can't do it forever. So if I ride, then I'm riding it. If you ride, then I'm riding it too. By your side, kind of stuck on you. I love Kehlani and her lyrics. Like, I just love it. And another song which will I'll leave you guys on this is Deserve Better. And I just love Deserve Better. It's just a vibe about it, and it's just, again, the lyrics, obviously. So after completing her mixtape, every label that there was trying to sign Kehlani. And the truth is, if I had a label around that time, I would be trying to sign her too. And Kehlani was really hesitant on it. She wasn't sure whether she wanted to be signed yet. And so she waited until she released. So she would wait to sign to a record label or to a label until she dropped her second EP, which would be the one that made her the most notable artist that we know today, which is You Should Be There mixtape. Now, You Should Be There had a lot of attention on it, also because at the same time of her coming up, she had Chance the Rapper, and he was also coming up around the same time. So she had Chance the Rapper on her song The Way, and it really was what kind of like brought her into what we know as Kehlani now. Now, that album has majority of the album I love. I sit through the whole album and then just enjoy it and listen to it. But the three songs that really grabbed my interest was You Should Be There, which is obviously the title chart, because I just love like songs like that. It's so R&B. I love it. And then The Letter, which is another testimony to Kehlani's ability to write. That song is so beautiful. I have to read it to you guys because it's such a beautiful song. Honestly, it made me cry when I was listening to it and doing this script, because Kehlani has gone through so much in her life, and not having anybody really, like the people who gave birth to you, really there to guide you and you know, help you through life. It's tough. Like, it's not an easy thing to have nobody. Well, she had people, it's just she didn't have her people, you know, the people who gave birth to her. And she really talks about that in this song. And I think this is, I have to read the whole song to you guys because it's beautiful. It comes, so the song comes in with a piano, and you instantly know she's about to like tell her soul, but you're thinking that this letter is like another love song, and it's not. It's beautifully written, and it just makes me so sad and happy, because you can just tell her healing was really included into this song, because she's not angry. There's some parts where you can see it, the pain there really is still there and it lingers, but she doesn't seem angry on the song. And I think that is the reason why I really enjoy the song, because Kehlani is just really good at really telling a story. So I can hear your laugh. It's ringing through the hallways. I can see your smile. It's what gets me through my hard days, and your words were supposed to get me through my heartaches before my heart breaks. There's an emptiness that only a few ever feel, and I somehow miss the meaning of love that is real, and it complements my scars that will never heal. Wow. Maybe I didn't deserve you. Maybe I just couldn't hurt you. They told me that I didn't hurt you. Why do I feel like I turned you? Maybe I don't understand. Tell me, is this how it's planned? Did you see us so stranded? Maybe I'm too much to manage. This part, oh, and if you weren't going to guide me, why bring me into the light? Wow. I'm going to leave you on that. And if that doesn't make you go and watch some Kehlani and go listen to her, I don't know. If that doesn't make you go listen to some Kehlani, I don't know what else will. Like, wow. That hits different. That just really hits different. Like, you know, I've never had to deal with that, but I had similar feelings about that with my mom. And you know, my mom's not an addict, but she has gone through her struggles, and I have those feelings where there's times where I just don't really know, like, if our relationship will last past me. The older I get, the more I'm like, I really can't deal with this anymore. I can't deal with, like, the anxiety my mother gives me and the stress she puts on me for no reason. And so sometimes I worry, like, is she ever really going to be there? Am I really going to have her in my life? Because I don't know. I get really sad about it, but I think about what other people have gone through, like Kehlani, and I think about, like, how the fact that they really never had any, like, their parent figures, and I've had that in my life. So I try not to complain about my relationship, but your relationship with your parents are always going to be your relationship, you know? You sometimes have to just figure it out, I guess. Figuring it out, I hate that. Figure it out, I guess. But it really is like that. Sometimes you have to just figure life out on your own. And you can't really, the people in your life is just there to give you the tools that they have. And so, whew. Going on from that, after signing to Atlantic Records and her album reaching billboards at the time, and her album, like, actually being on billboards and, like, hitting the 36th spot on billboard, Kehlani was really excited. She was riding high. She had just been signed. She had all this stuff going on. And so Kehlani first studio album, Sweet Sexy Savage, that is love that album. Okay, I won't even say any too much. I'm gonna get into the commentary about it, because oh man, I wanna be I can't sing for the life of me, but oh man, I love this song. I love Kehlani. After this album, I remember I was listening to a Vice almost every day. Almost every day I was listening to it. Like, I loved this album. I thought it was such a great album. I thought Kehlani did such a good job on it. And I think, like everyone else, who doesn't love like an R&B inspired album? Like, you could tell she's a lover of R&B, and when you get every single song is just full of love for R&B, and she talks about that a lot. And around this time, she was getting a lot of Aaliyah comparisons, and she was like, I can see why people are giving me Aaliyah comparisons, but I'm more, neo soul. And I would keep that in mind, because she does go on to showcase that later in this doc, and I will talk about that later. But while we're here, Kehlani would serve as the opening act for Demi Lovato's Tell Me You Love Me World Tour. And there is a viral video, and I'm not going to put it in the video, but there's a viral video that I suggest everyone, after they watch this, go and watch that, of Kehlani and Demi Lovato performing and them kissing. And I love that video. Like, I've watched that video like 1,000 times. And I even rewatched it for this doc. Like, I'm obsessed with that video. It's such a great video. And, Kehlani and both Demi Lovato are bi, so I could totally see them together, to be honest with you. But yeah, so Kehlani would drop Sweet Sexy Savage and then go on tour, and she was still riding high. She was riding super high. And so this is when I want to get into successes and controversies. So in 2019, Kehlani will drop another mixtape, and it will be kind of like a hint to her fans while we wait for the album. Kind of like, While We Wait is the name of the album, but it's like While We Wait for the Album, which is so Kehlani, so Kehlani. So she would go on to drop that album, and when I say keep in mind the neo soul, this album is very neo soul, super neo soul, incredible neo soul, all neo soul. Literally the album I think it starts with, and I'm not even fronting, like this album, I played the whole album. I still play the whole album. I'm still obsessed with this album. Yeah, the first song starts with Music Soul Child, and it's Footsteps, and it's such a great song. Oh man, let me read the lyrics to you guys, and I'm gonna read. When I walk away, I left footsteps in the mud so you can follow me. When I walk away, I left footsteps in the mud so you can follow. I love that. You're so bad at holding water. Slips right through your finger. We both up ended drowning. Oh, you can't tell me this girl literacy is not top notch. You just cannot tell me. You just can't tell me. You can't tell me. Oh, I love Kehlani. I adore her. Like, I love her so much. Like, she's just so adorable to me. But yeah, I'm getting hyped right now. But yeah, so she would drop this mixtape, and when she was dropping this mixtape, she was really working on getting, it's just, she's so talented. It's just got me all like flustered because of how talented she is. So I'll get into the 3 songs that I like. So Footsteps with Music Soul Child, which is very neo soul. Another song is Nights Like This. Nights Like This. I don't know what I'm singing. Anyway, Nights Like This, I think that's one is with Ty Dolla $ign. And Feels. Feels is another one of those songs I fucking love. And her bisexual side speaks out through that song because she's referencing, you know, how could you go and be with Hannah? So, you know, she's very proudly, you know, been talking about her sexuality for years, and that's the reason I feel the need to talk about her sexuality here. But most likely, throughout my videos, I won't talk about someone's sexuality unless they talk about it, because I don't think it's really our right to tell someone or talk. I don't really feel like it's our place to talk about other people's sexuality, and that's just my opinion. You can take it as you want it, but that's just my opinion. I had to go and wet my little sponge because I forgot to wet it. What I usually do with my makeup is I use my makeup brushes as like if I was painting and I was in school, like painting, because if you don't know, I'm a fine arts major. I graduated like years ago, but if I was like painting, I would use my makeup brushes as like that option, and I would do my makeup, like paint my face, and then I use this to kind of like settle it down and make it look more natural, because I like my makeup to look super natural and just have a little glitter to the face. So I like it that's why I don't add a lot of makeup either. I always like cut down on my makeup. But enough about me. Let's continue going. So after dropping While We Wait, her album, in 2019, Kehlani would give birth to her first child, and it was a girl, and so Kehlani was really happy. Like, she was really happy. You could tell she was just really enjoying her life at the time. She was just posting a lot about her daughter too, and I don't want to really show any pictures or talk about her daughter name because she's underage, and I don't want to, you know, bring any attention to her daughter at all. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. So she gave birth to a daughter with her partner at the time, which was I think it was guitarist Javi Young. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. guitarist Javi Young is who she would. So if you are watching this and you're like, why are you fully, makeup out, finished with your makeup, it's because my camera turned off midway through me filming, so I had to go right back and fix it and then come back. So we were talking about Javi Young, and we were talking about him and Kehlani giving birth to their daughter. Now I'm not going to include pictures and her name because she is underage and I'm not like that. So I probably already said that. But anyway, so after giving birth to her daughter, Javi Young was starting to receive drama on social media about his sexual orientation and whether or not he was a sperm donor or a baby daddy. He ends up addressing it with some tweets, but I feel like the sexual orientation is none of our business. After that, in 2020 during quarantine, Kehlani would drop her second studio album, It Was Good Until It Wasn't. And she said it was kind of difficult being in quarantine and having to do press tours and videos at home. But it was kind of like enjoyable too because she got to spend a lot of time with her family. But when the album dropped, there was a lot of drama going on between her and her relationship with YG, and also between her and Keisha Cole and another musician called Kamaya. Now her and Kamaya were coming out with an album, a joint album together, but it just didn't work out because Kamaya was very aggressive towards Kehlani, even at one point suggesting that Kehlani was a colorist, and that really upset her. And she said that she even threatened Kehlani, and Kamaya said that she did threaten Kehlani, and Kehlani was correct in saying that she was being aggressive. With the Kamaya drama really kind of carried into her drama with Keisha Cole, because the track that Keisha Cole had with Kehlani was from the joint album with Kamaya, and Keisha Cole drama ended up happening because of a music video of the song. And the music video, Keisha Cole thought Kehlani was making her look bad, and Kehlani was like, why would I do that when most of the shots with me and her together, how could I make her look bad? And so it just didn't work out, and her and Kehlani, the video never came out, and it was just drama. And it was kind of sad to see this drama too. Now I'm looking at it from Kehlani's perspective, because all of them are from Oakland, all of them are musicians, and it's just sad to see these musicians not be able to work together and them having beef. And it's just really sad. It was just a really sad moment in music history. And I think that really because Kehlani stated that Keisha Cole was her way of bonding with her mom after her mom got out of jail. When the album came out, she and her mom would listen to Keisha Cole together, and that's how they kind of bonded. And so she was her idol. She was someone that she looked up to. And I think that says a lot about idols and who we put on pedestals. You know, not all of them are using that resources to heal. A lot of them are using the resources to self-destruct. And so you have to be careful with who you idolize, and I think that's really important. And I think that you learn a lot from that. But going to the album, It Was Good Until It Wasn't. This album really wasn't my favorite album. I will be really honest with you guys. I did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed all of her other bodies of work. I've been able to fully listen to Kehlani's whole album, really sit through it. This album was kind of harder for me to sit through. I just really didn't like it as much. However, Change Your Life, I did not like the beginning of Change Your Life. It was too choppy. I would say that it was too choppy in the way the lyrics were being presented. However, I love Jhené Aiko. I'm a huge fan of Jhené. I'm obsessed with Jhené. I love her so much. I've been a fan of her since her EP came out. I love Jhené. And if you don't know, Jhené had a career before she gave birth to her daughter, and she kind of became famous after giving birth. So I might do one of these on Jhené because I love Jhené just as much. But But yeah, around that time, oh wait, ugh, go back. Change Your Life was was one of my top favorite songs from the album. Water, which you can obviously tell, YG is a Pisces. That's obviously about him. It even talks about him. It's such a song about him, but it's such a well-written song that I really enjoy it. And Hate the Club with Masego, which another one. I love Masego. I love the way he's integrated like jazz vibes into that R&B hip hop arena. It's very well done. I really enjoy him and his music. And Hate the Club, it's literally getting stuck in my head as we talk about it. You know, I hate the club. I always know the beginning of it too. Like it's such a great song. Even though I did not enjoy this album as much as I enjoyed her other, this is still a well done album. It even has like short skits like Real Hot Girl skit, not shit. Real Hot Girl skit with Megan Thee Stallion was just amazing. I love that. And Kehlani she's just a well-versed artist. Notable singles. I wanted to leave you guys with at least one notable single before we leave, even though we aren't fully done talking about all of her music. A notable single that I really enjoyed by Kehlani is called 24. And that's just such a great song. It came after, which we'll talk about soon, but it came after a very notable drama within Kehlani's career. So, let's get into that notable drama. In 2019, Party Next Door and Kehlani off and on relationships in 2013 would hit spotlight. A cheating scandal, huge. It would be, the spotlight would be all on this drama. And at the time, it was rumored that Kehlani and Party Next Door had a relationship due to a song that Party Next Door dropped called Girl from Oakland in 2014. Now, the reason this drama happened was because of Party Next Door. Party Next Door posted a picture of him and Kehlani on a bed together holding hands, and I'll put the picture up. At the time, Kehlani was reportedly dating NBA player Kyrie Irving, and because of that kind of caused it to become a cheating scandal, and Twitter kind of exploded with slut shaming comments about Kehlani, including Instagram. It was really just, Kehlani was getting it. People were like cyberbullying her hard. And so in the early mornings during this, following the scandal, Kehlani posted an IG pic confessing in the pic, which I'll put short quotes, to leave the earth and being completely selfish for once. Her fans were very concerned. It really made me sad, because I remember when the situation happened, people were telling me about it, and I had such a connection to Kehlani at the time that it made me really sad to see her going through that, and it just really frustrated me. And while I was redoing this script, I was thinking to myself, imagine someone going through all the bullshit she has gone through in her life, and then this is what is her final breaking point. It's like, you gotta understand that you have to be careful what you're saying to people. You don't know what they go through. And so it just makes me like angry too, but also sad. Just frustrates the shit out of me. I'm never one of those people that will send you a hateful comment. I'm never one of those people. Like, as much as I get angry, I would try to educate someone the best way I can. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have the right to say something to someone. Like Shane Dawson, that shit was weird. I watched that D'Angelo documentary. That shit was fucking weird. He has issues. Now, he is someone you guys should cancel, but y'all don't do that for him. But y'all want to be out here talking about Kehlani and her life. Bro, get out my face. Anyway, but there were assholes, just like the other assholes, like Chris Brown, that felt the need to attack Kehlani after she posted that picture. And he had, even at one point, sent out a tweet saying that she didn't even try to commit, that it was a lie. And it was just really sad. And I don't like Chris Brown at all. I've never ever disliked an artist as much as Chris Brown. I mind my business when it comes to him. When he posts his shit or he comes out with new songs, I'm like, I I mind my business. I don't engage. I don't comment. I don't do anything. I just mind my business. I'm like, nah, ew. There's something about him that just bothers me. Like, it bothers me. I just get so irritated. Anyway, so a lot of her fans got fucking beef with Chris Brown, including myself. However, Kehlani has stated that she doesn't have any beef. And she stated this in an IG live. It's on social media somewhere. You can probably go and find it on YouTube, where she has stated that she has no beef with Chris Brown. Now, Kehlani has grown up a lot since this drama, and I don't believe any of these scandals that I've talked about defines her. However, I did want to include this at the end because I did want it to be a valuable learning lesson for all of us, and a reminder that we have to be kind to one another. That be careful what you're saying to someone, because you don't know what they have gone through, and you don't know what can push someone over the edge. Currently, Kehlani is working on a 6th significant body of work, and it's called Blue Water Road. Is her album that should be dropped this fall coming up, 2021. Her song, I like it. It's okay. Her song, Alter, it's good. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I think once Blue River Road drops, I will like more that's on the album. I don't really like the song as much. It's okay. I have it on my playlist. I listen to it once in a while, but it's not like how other songs have come out, like Toxic. When that dropped, I listened to that like 1,000 times before the album came out, and I was able to decide my other songs out of it. But Alter, I really haven't listened to it as much. I really don't like it like that. Like, it's good, but I don't like it like that. I might do an Instagram listening party of the album if you guys want. Let me know down in the comments, and I might do it. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. I've linked all my socials down below if you want to follow me. If you also want to check out my Etsy and get, some family, some press-on nails for Christmas or Thanksgiving or birthdays, whatever, I'm going to link that down below. I'm also going to link down my resources for the video. And the makeup. I will link down what I put on my face too down there. So I hope you enjoyed. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.